My people, I want to take a few minutes this morning and talk about the Radwagon. I have upgraded to the Bolton controller and display. You can find it on the BoltonEbikes website. Radwagon forums talk about them all the time. It may now, look at my shirt, it may now be called Area 13. I think they've changed the name, but it still says Bolton on it. It's a 35 amp 48 volt controller as opposed to the 13 amp 13.7 or whatever it is that comes from the factory. There's been a lot of talk about these controllers, and I will tell you, it is money well freaking spent. The increase in torque is incredible. I take off on this thing in pedal assist 1, and it's a rocket ship. You have to be careful. Hold on to the handlebars, I'm telling you. Don't ride this thing one-handed and kick in the motor and think you're gonna ride it out. Maybe it's just me, but I can't. This thing is very torquey. No real increase in speed and top speed, but in the torque and the time from 0 to top speed is incredible with this thing. There's been several videos on installing them, so I'm not going to do an installation video. It's already installed. I can't. But I'll show you what we did. Nobody's made a template to mount this thing. We've used just a piece of board. I think my son just cut it out of plywood. The controller is mounted underneath with some wood screws, some short wood screws. And we used just some metric nuts and bolts here in the top to mount it to the existing holes in the frame, and mounted the controller underneath into the board. The wires that come on a controller are plenty long. It's just plug and play. No difficulties at all. Just had to cut off a few of the cable ties from the factory to get the wires loose, to pull them out and reattach them to the new wires on the controller, and just use some new cable ties to make it clean and get everything up out of the way. The big selling point for me, I don't know if it's going to turn out on the video very well, is the color display. This thing is worth the money of the controller alone, I think. It's very easy to read. I'm vision impaired, so it's very easy to read. You'll see my voltage change if you can see it, because I'm charging right now. But the addition of the color display was a huge selling point for me, and worth every penny. I think the controller total price was $229. Let's just look at my bike again, because we love it, or I love it. It's $229, I think, for the controller and display. Like I say, out of the box is just plug and play. You only have to worry about mounting it. I didn't make a template either. I was mad at the other guys because they didn't. But that board is 12 inches long. At its widest point is 4 inches. And at about 7 inches up, you need to taper it down to 2. And if you can see it, it's pretty clean. I mean, it's not perfect. I should probably paint it again and make it glossy. But it's got the controller mounted, and it works fine. So 12 inches by 4 at this end, at the far end, and 7 inches in, taper it down to 2, and that's going to fit perfect. If I can get a still photo of the template that we made, I'll put it in this video. But those are the dimensions you'll see, even if I can find the template. I think it's in the back of my son's car somewhere. But there's a Radwagon. It is now a rocket ship with the addition of the BoltonEbikes Radwagon controller. 35 amps of power through that bad boy. It's a thing of beauty. All right, peace.